I was sitting up at the brunch spot up at the bar yesterday, and there was a couple gay guys sitting next to me, and they were just hanging out. I was eating, they were eating, and they were talking about things. I think they were on a date. But one of them said something that really got me thinking. He was talking to his boyfriend, I guess, and he said, people like to hang out with gay guys or gay people because they're more fun. And I thought, that isn't the case for me personally, but I would agree with him. I know there's a lot of people that talk about that basically would agree with that or say that. But the reason why it got me thinking is because obviously I don't hold the same values that the gay couple next to me does, which is fine with me. But as a Christian, I've always had the idea of when I die and I'm facing the Lord, it just seems appropriate that He would ask me a question. What question, I'm not exactly sure, but when Jesus was here, if He wasn't telling a parable, then He was asking a question. So it seems only fitting that when we die and face the Lord, that He would ask us a question. And I've often thought of maybe what that question would be. And the reason why it got me thinking what the guy said is because I don't think the purpose of life is to have fun. I think we're all walking around trying to have a good time, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to have fun, but the purpose of life is not to have fun. I doubt that if we die and we go to heaven, if the Lord does ask a question, I just don't think that question's gonna be, well, did you have fun? So I think there's something more to life than fun. And when you define life, or you broaden the definition of life to things greater than what feels good or what's fun or what is a good time, I think only then can you begin to find what life is really about. One thing's for sure, when Jesus was here, He might have had some good times, and I know He played some little pranks on the disciples here and there, but I doubt His time on earth was fun. You know, He experienced a holy rage when He turned over the tables and cursed the Pharisees and Sadducees. He was beaten and mocked incomprehensibly, and in turn, He just said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." That doesn't really sound like a good time. And then on top of that, at a time where He was pretty much famous, a guy came to Him and said, "I'll go wherever you go." And Jesus' response was, "Birds of the air have nests and foxes have holes, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay His head." And I can't say for sure what that means, but I tell you what it sounds like. It sounds like Jesus' response to somebody saying, I'll follow you wherever you go. It sounds like his response was, you better think about what you're saying, because you want to follow a broke, homeless carpenter. And animals have a home, but the Son of Man doesn't. But anyway, I think if our sole focus in life is to do what feels good, or to do simply just what we think is fun, I think we've gravely mistaken not just what the point of life might be, but also its potential greatness.